You know, some stories, they're about heroes, and some are about kings. But this is a story about something else entirely. It's about a being born from stone, a creature destined to become a king who then decided that a perfect kingdom, a paradise, just wasn't enough. This is the story of a quest to defy fate itself. A story about challenging the very laws of heaven, earth, and, yeah, even the underworld.
And it all kicks off with this single, absolutely terrifying thought. Once we die, we will have lived in vain. I mean, imagine that. The idea that even the greatest life imaginable, it just ends. And it's this fear, this one idea that's going to set our king on a path to defy the gods themselves. But, before all that fear, there was pure bliss.
All right, let's dive in. So our story starts on this place called Huaguo Mountain. And you gotta picture this. It's a total paradise, just overflowing with life. A world with no rulers, no worries, nothing. And it's here that a creature literally born from pure stone is living among the other monkeys. And one day, a simple little challenge, well, it's about to change absolutely everything.
So the deal was simple. The monkeys made this promise. Whoever was brave enough to leap through this roaring waterfall and come back in one piece would be crowned their king. And you know what? Without a single second of hesitation, our stone monkey just goes for it. He takes the plunge. And what he finds on the other side? It's not a watery grave. It's this hidden cave, a perfect ready-made home. So he comes back, keeps his word, and leads his people to their new kingdom. And just like that, a leader was made, not by some birthright, but by pure, unadulterated courage. So can you picture it? All the monkeys, they bow down, shouting, "Long live the king." And with a kingdom comes a whole new identity, right? He gets rid of that old name, Stone Monkey, a reminder of where he came from, and he takes on a title that's way more fitting for his new status, the handsome Monkey King. So, at this point, the king has it all. I mean, everything. He's got loyal subjects, a perfect home, feasts that never end. Life is good. But you know how it is. Even in paradise, a shadow can fall. And we're not talking about a few good years here. We're talking 300 years. For 3 centuries, life was absolutely perfect. They'd roam the mountain all day, sleep safe in their cave at night, they feasted on flowers in the spring, fruits in the summer, no laws, no predators to worry about, no one to answer to, just 300 years of pure, absolute joy. But what is paradise without eternity? It's a heavy question, right? And then one day, right in the middle of this huge feast, the king just starts to cry. Surrounded by all this laughter and celebration, this cold, hard realization had just hit him like a ton of bricks. His perfect life? It had a deadline. So you can see these two realities just colliding in his head. On the one hand, you've got this incredible, totally free life on Huaguo Mountain, but on the other, there's the unavoidable, brutal truth. One day, he's going to get old, he's going to get weak, and he's going to be dragged before the king of the underworld for judgment. All of a sudden, his perfect life, it just feels like a beautiful distraction from an end that's coming for him no matter what. And just as everyone's starting to feel this despair, this one lone ape jumps out from the crowd. And he sees the king's worry not as a weakness, but as something else, as a sign that he was starting to find the way. And he reveals something huge. That final judgment from the underworld? Yeah, it's not for everyone. This ape, he talks about 3 kinds of beings who actually escape that whole cycle of life, death, and reincarnation. Buddhas, immortals, and sages. These guys, they don't die, they don't age, they exist for as long as heaven and earth. And boom, just like that, the Monkey King has a new purpose. He's not just the king anymore. Now, he's a seeker. But listen, his quest wasn't just about not dying. There's this phrase in Chinese for it, Cheng Sheng Bulao. It means long life, not old. See, he wasn't looking for some cursed, endless life where he's just withering away. No way. He was after eternal youth, eternal power. He wanted to live forever at the absolute peak of his game. So, the goal is crystal clear now. The ape told him that these immortals, they can be found. They live in ancient caves and on sacred mountains, deep in the world of humans. And so, the very next day, the king makes his decision. And with that decision, he sets in motion one of the greatest journeys you'll ever hear about. They throw him this huge farewell feast, right? His subjects are toasting him with immortal peaches, the best wines, and then the handsome Monkey King does the unthinkable. He walks away. He leaves his perfect life behind. All by himself, he gets on this simple little pine raft, grabs a bamboo pole, and just pushes off into the vast unknown sea.
And let me tell you, this was no weekend trip. He's adrift for days, finally lands on the southern continent, and there, in the world of humans, he just wanders for almost a decade. Think about that. A king, now in exile, just searching. For 8 or 9 years, he's looking for the secret to eternal life, and all he gets is nothing. Silence. But did he give up? Not a chance. His will was iron. He just builds himself another raft and aims for the great Western Ocean.
And you know, his time with humans, it was a huge disappointment. He actually learned their language, their customs. But what did he find? A bunch of people obsessed with stuff that just doesn't last. They were all about chasing money, scheming for power. Their biggest dreams were about what they could eat, what they could wear, and what they could leave for their kids. Nobody had any time for the big questions about eternity. So, after nearly 10 years of searching, after crossing entire oceans and continents, his journey finally brings him to the shore of the Western continent. And this time, he sees something different. He feels it. A place that feels ancient, powerful, sacred. He starts climbing into this gorgeous mountain range. You gotta picture it. Jade green trees shining in the sun, ancient vines wrapped around even older trees, and the valleys, they're just filled with the sound of springs and the smell of wild orchids. This was a land totally untouched by human greed, and he knew it. This was exactly the kind of place an immortal would call home.
So his journey across the entire world has led him right here, to this sacred place. He's given up everything, his crown, his comfort, his own people, all for this one chance to beat death. But let's be real, finding the doorstep, that's one thing. Actually getting invited inside, that's a whole other ballgame. His real quest, it's only just beginning.